So the first topic is BRI, that is Belt and Road Initiative. So the topic is, what is the status of BRI right now? It's in news since 2013. It was started by China in 2013, okay. So this initiative is basically of connectivity. Okay, it is basically of connecting China with other countries like Eurasia and Africa. Eurasia means Asian countries including India also. Africa, okay. So it has both land routes and sea routes, both, okay. You can see here the land route. This is the land route, okay. This one is the land route. It will connect from China here, it will come to here till Europe, and this is the sea route, Kolkata coming to Gwadar, some parts of Iran, Africa, Suez Canal, Turkey, Italy, again Europe. So it is basically a connectivity project, land connectivity, sea connectivity, trade, people to people contact, everything. So here pillars of BRI. First is trade, obviously it is trade. Second is, anyone? First is trade, second is geopolitical what? No, see in BRI they will not write neo-colonialization. Cultural connectivity or people to people contact. One of the most important point of BRI is Renminbi internationalization. They are trying to bring Chinese currency on the level of dollar, okay. Trade, you can write infrastructure, services, etc. Physical contact of China with other countries, okay. Now if you see, there is these are the pillars, components, but if you see this part, to some extent these part, okay, Central Asia, African countries, these are not highly developed countries, yes or no? They are not highly developed countries. So in a way you can say they are doing neo-colonialism, aggressive investment. Even Pakistan, it is not a developed country, right? They are doing aggressive investment in developing or slow developing or poor countries, because they also need development. So China is taking that initiative to develop them and to have a powerful image in the world arena or in the Southeast Asian or South Asian or Asian region. So, this point you have to write in the critical analysis. These points you have to write the positives, because trade will be there, it will be good because world development will happen. Cultural connectivity is a good thing. Okay. Renminbi international is also a good thing. Every country wants their currency to have a place in the international level. Everyone wants, right? Every country's currency they want. Plus contact with China. But the point is the negatives. In critical analysis, we have to write impact. First of all, you have to write impact on India. What is the impact on India? Anyone? You guys tell. See, in BRI, in this whole project, lot of projects are there. Okay, lot of 60 countries have joined BRI. 60 countries, not a small thing. 60 countries have joined Belt and Road Initiative. It's not a small thing. Okay. Now, how it impacts India? So, one project is China, Pakistan Economic Corridor, that is CPEC. That is CPEC. Now, yes, coming. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it is a trade corridor where lot of infrastructure, trade things will happen. It starts from here. There is a place called Xinjiang in China. From here, it will pass through POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. It will pass through here, this part. It will pass through here. Total it will cover Pakistan and reach here. This is Gwadar Port. Okay. So, this China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a part of BRI project. BRI is the umbrella project, mission or project you can say. Under that, lot of projects are there. If China is putting a military base in here, it is also a part of BRI project. Everything China is doing investment in this particular area, it is a part of BRI project. Clear, everyone? Now, so China-Pakistan Economic Corridor passes through Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Now, if India recognizes it, कि it is a okay, fine. It means India is legitimizing Pakistan's claim of Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. India is acknowledging. If you are acknowledging, okay, fine, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is good and it passes through Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. So, indirectly India is saying कि POK is theirs, it's not ours. Clear? So, in one sentence you have to write China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it is a part of BRI which passes through Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Just it passes through Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. So, in a way, it legitimizes or it gives legitimacy to Pakistan's claim over POK. Understood? It gives Pakistan's जो claim है उनका, it gives a legitimacy to them, because in a way India is not vocal or not vocally telling कि no, it is bad. Fine. So this is one point. Any other? Any other? I'm talking about India. Second. One by one. 3 economic corridors you have to mention here. One is China Pakistan economic corridor. Another is Aista China Myanmar economic corridor. China connecting to Myanmar. Do not remember the place, not required in particularly mains answer. Simply write China Myanmar economic corridor. Another is China Bangladesh or Nepal? Bangladesh or Nepal? Bangladesh. Nepal, right? Nepal. China, Nepal. Bangladesh में China is investing. That will write in another point. Okay. China, Nepal economic corridor. If you see carefully, these 2 corridors, they are near to the end point of, they are near to the, you have to write, near to the end point of our Gangetic Valley. Yes or no? Yes or no? They are near to our Gangetic Valley, right? So now they have come towards our Gangetic Valley also. One is legitimacy to this. So here also you can write one more point. Now China Pakistan ends at Gwadar Port. Yes or no? Now Gwadar Port is where? Arabian Sea. So Gwadar Port is in Arabian Sea. So on one side, in a way they are controlling the Arabian Sea of our western part, coming towards the Gangetic Valley. Okay. Third, Sri Lanka has given, there is a port called Hambantota Port. Okay, here. Sri Lanka also is a part of land route, maritime route. Okay, it is a part. So here there is a port called Hambantota Port. Now, Sri Lanka government has given a 99-year lease to China to build this port. 99 years lease. You have to write that part. Third point, 99-year lease of Hambantota Port to China. Okay, see 3 area. One area this Gangetic east to the Gangetic Plains. One area this Arabian Sea. One area this south Indian Ocean or Bay of Bengal. So these are all part of the string of pearls initiatives of China. Correct, everyone? So in a way it is surrounding India. Okay, and India is doing nothing. Since 2013 it has started, it has only grown. BRI initiative. You can also write one more dimension, that is, last class we had covered this area, Horn of Africa. They are investing, yes or no? So that part also you can bring and write it here, because this is also very near, right, to India. So here, this side. So India is squeezed. So in any India-China relationship, any question of India-China axis, all these points, not only BRA question, any kind of IR question related to India-China, these are the only points you have to write. Nothing more, nothing less. No confusion, इधर उधर जाने का नहीं. यही point लिखना है short में. If you want to get marks. No need of your analysis, जरूरी नहीं है. 150-250 वर्ड का क्वेश्चन है, इससे नहीं है जहाँ पे एनालिसिस की जरूरत है. ओके, ठीक है. Maldives also you can write. They are investing in recently Maldives also. You can write. See, the question is always be asked from the India point of view. Okay. See, suppose for example you are writing in an exam, because see at the real time you will not get the points, ready-made points. So minimum 4 points should be always there. If you suppose you forget Maldives, no problem. You have mentioned about this region, right? You have mentioned this region, not an issue. Suppose you wrote Maldives, you forgot Horn of Africa, not an issue. But you mention ki yes, they have conquered this region. Okay, you cannot leave this region. Always remember this region and this region. Over. These 3 regions has to be there. It's up to you what examples you give depending on the word limit. Depending on the word limit. Got it? Okay. Okay, one more thing point you can write. Also you can write the neo-colonialism point also on the developing countries or low developed countries like Africa and all. Plus one more negative aspect of this is third point. Fourth point is the neo-colonialism aspect on developing countries. Fifth point, BRI agreements lack the transparency factor. Chinese agreements do not have transparency. So lack of transparency in BRI agreements, and that is the reason why they are doing agreements with low developed countries. They are okay because they need money, they need investment, they need money for their own country development. So they are not much bothered about the transparency factor. They are very much less bothered about transparency factor. You have to write. You simply can't write lack of transparency. You have to give that component. Ki low developed countries are not bothered about the transparency factor because they need, at the end of the day, they do. People, countries like USA and all, they are not coming. China is taking that initiatives. On one side it is good. Yes, development, global development is happening. But on the other side, this is also happening. It gives China an extra edge in that particular region. Got it? So this is from a mains point of view, you have to write these are the points. Clear? Now coming to prelims point of view. So there are 2013 land routes, sea routes. Just write 2 routes name, 2 components or 2 routes name. One is New Silk Road Economic Belt. One is New Silk Road Economic Belt. Write one line. It connects trade and investment hubs. It connects trade and investment hubs, HUBS, it connects trade and investment hubs in China's north to Eurasia, including a link to India via Myanmar. Okay, first write it down, then I'll tell you the connectivity. Okay. Second, the maritime silk road, MSR. So these 2 points you can write in the intro. Silk Road, MSR, write it down. It originates in South China Sea, and travels via Indochina, Southeast Asia, Indian Ocean, and then enters into Africa and Eurasia. Indian Ocean and then enters into Africa and Europe. Now tell me, pay attention. So, 2 routes. Okay, basically one is, this is called as the land route. And this is generally called as the maritime sea route. We talked land route and sea route, these are the names. If you forget these names also, no issue. Write land route and sea route. I am telling you from a prelims point of view. In mains you can write land route and sea route. Nobody is asking you to write these names. Now, it starts from China's north to Eurasia, including a link to India via Myanmar. China's north to Eurasia. Okay, including a link to India, Myanmar, China-Myanmar economic corridor. Also China-Nepal economic corridor via to Myanmar. Clear? Because here there is no sea route. So this is a part. China-Myanmar and China-Nepal is a part of land route. Maritime Silk Route starts from South China Sea, travels via Indochina, Southeast Asia, Indian Ocean. So Hambantota Port investment is a part of this. Clear? South China Sea, this is South China Sea. Clear? Totally controlling this part. Then coming to here, Indian Ocean. Then going here, here side. Clear? Everyone? Understood? Okay, done. BRI. See the question. Mains question. Give an outline. The question is, anyone's question padho?
Give an outline of the BRI investment in South Asia and also illustrate how it affects India's interests.
I guess we have discussed. Totally, each and every point we have discussed, yes or no? Give an outline, this is the outline. Initial, okay? How it affects, discussed. 5 points, 5 to 6 points, one online. Can you write? Huh? Everyone try to write. Show me in this week. Okay? Simply these points you have to write in your own language. Or whatever I said you have to write in simple language. What happened? Current affairs? Or? दे दो इसको. Okay. Next topic. Now come to the last topic, that is BRICS. There are cracks in BRICS and trouble for India. Okay, before going to BRICS, I want to tell you something about BRI. See, we have discussed about BRI. We have discussed about the issues which is affecting India from BRI. But if somebody asks you, what are the steps taken in world level to counter BRI? This can be a question. It is not mentioned here, but it can be a question in UPSC. What are the steps taken to counter BRI? Because there are a lot of developed countries who do not want China to develop, or do not want China to become a global power because of its aggressive policy. So if the question comes, discuss about BRI, and they will simply add what are the steps taken by other countries or in an international level to counter BRI. Likho. First point. Anyone? BGI क्या है? Lot of एक G7 एक करके हाँ IPEF क्या है वो? ओके वैसा नहीं लिखेंगे, अच्छे से लिखेंगे. इंडो पैसिफिक में बहुत सारे हैं उसके अंदर, एक करके. Lot of points are there, but there is a something called word limit. ठीक है, जो मन में आया वो लिखने का नहीं. जो मन में आया लिख दोगे, उसका भी जो मन में आएगा वो मार्क देगा. ठीक है. So steps taken, this is extra, write it down. Steps taken to counter BRI. Okay, number 1. See, this year G7 summit is going on. That is the 48th. So anything they did regarding in order to counter BRI? PGII. Last year also in 47th G7. See, if you see carefully, G7 are 7 developed countries. They do not want China to develop or grow, no, not develop, to expand hegemony, not to have a global power. So last year G7 47th summit, the G7 countries, just write it down, the G7 countries, they brought build back better. Build back better world. They brought this G7 countries to counter China's BRI. To counter China's BRI. In this program, what this G7 did? See, G7 are all developed countries, right? India is a part of G7. What yes? No. India is not a part. India is a part of G20. Yes. So build back better world. What is this build back better? Now how the question will come in prelims? Prelims is totally factual. No analysis, nothing in IR. Only factual. They will just give this name. It is related to which of the following international organizations? G7, G20, ASEAN, SAARC. They can ask. Okay. Or if they want to put a complete sentence format questions, they will put recently in G7 summit, that is the 48th summit this year going on, they brought the build back better world. No, it was last year. This year is abhi bola na PG PGII. That also you can write here. Now this build back better world is, they want to reduce or they want to give the funding. You can write in your own language. They want to reduce the infrastructure finance gap in developing or low developed countries, LDCs. But I guess it is very late. It is very late, right? These developing and low developed countries are already captured by China. Now, kuch nahi ho sakta. So this point also you have to write in critical analysis. It has been very late because China has already captured. So if you do funding also, it will take time. It will take time because China is very aggressive in funding. Okay? You can also write about the G8 summit, G7 48th summit happening this year. Okay. See, it is not a rule to write each and everything. 48th summit you can read from a prelims point of view. And some points you can take and write it in the mains. If you forget this and if you remember this, if you write this, nobody will deduct your mark. Something you have to write and that should satisfy the demand of the question. Okay. Second, anything else? G7 भूल जाओ अभी, G7 हो गया. Next. Anything good point? Have you heard about this? Quad grouping. Have you heard? Anyone? नहीं बच्चे? Not heard? Heard. कहाँ से? किसी ने तो बोला का फोन करके? करंट अफेयर ने बोला. नंबर क्या है उसका? ओके. क्वाड इज फुल फॉर्म बताओ फिर. क्वाड्रिलेटरल डायलॉग. Quadrilateral dialogue. It consists of 4 countries: US, Australia, Japan, India. Okay. So when you write about mains, you have to write this is also a group. This group is developed to counter China only. To counter China and its all investments, whatever it's doing, they want to do it. Quad grouping. So here we will cover the prelims aspect of quad today only. Anything prelims aspect. See, you have to clear prelims to write mains. अब prelims से नहीं clear करो, घर पे लिखोगे क्या mains? अगर वो तुम्हारा है कि घर पे लिखना है तो लिखो फिर. You have to clear prelims. Okay. Now we'll cover this quad. Quadrilateral group or grouping. Okay. Newcomers, not newcomers, old ones. Tell me when it started. तुम हो न्यूकमर लेकिन बैठते हो ओल्ड वंस पे नहीं, मतलब एक इमेज जमाने के लिए. बताओ कब हुआ था? When it started? 2000? 14? वो करंट अफेयर गलत है जो तुमको फोन किया था. Mooted in 2007. 2007. ठीक है. कैसे याद करोगे? 2007 कैसे याद करोगे बताओ? हाँ, इंडिया, हाँ 2020 वर्ल्ड कप जीता था. ओके, बाद में बताऊंगा क्यों है. 2007 में शुरू हुआ था. ठीक है. फिर 2000, ओके, जस्ट राइट इट, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर मेंस वैसे. देन चाइना started diplomatic protests. China started diplomatic protest against these 4 countries. ठीक है. Then Australia backed out. Australia backed out. Around 2010-11 के आसपास ऑस्ट्रेलिया backed out. Because of, presumably because of the Chinese pressure. Because of the Chinese pressure. Now this point I'll write, this is important for prelims. Write it, 2012. In 2012, Shinzo Abe, you know ना, अभी recently क्या हुआ उसका? He was shot dead, recent क्या 1-2 दिन पहले, yesterday I guess, नहीं 1-2 दिन पहले हुआ था ना, yesterday. या फिर मैं बहुत जल्दी हूँ या फिर तुम लेट हो. परसों रात को ही तो हुआ था, कल हुआ था, कल सुबह हो गया था. तुम होके आए हो क्या वहां से? शिंजो अबे started an idea, लिखो, started an idea of democratic security diamond. You have to remember this, democratic security diamond. Now it was started by Shinzo Abe only in 2007. Australia backed out. So in 2012 he again brought the idea of democratic security diamond, where he said, in this idea we four countries, these 4 countries, Australia also agreed to it. We will protect our maritime interest. बॉर्डर जो है ना, ओशन के साइड में जो बॉर्डर है, मैरीटाइम इंटरेस्ट, प्रोटेक्टिंग, बिकॉज सिक्योरिटी, प्रोटेक्टिंग द मैरीटाइम इंटरेस्ट इन दीज 4 कंट्रीज. ठीक है. सो इन प्रीलिम्स दे विल आस्क विथ रेफरेंस टू इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन, दिस वर्ड डेमोक्रेटिक सिक्योरिटी डायमंड किसका है? इट कम्स अंडर व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस? इट कम्स अंडर क्वाड. ओके. देन 2017 में ऑफिशियल टॉक्स स्टार्टेड. जस्ट यू कैन राइट इन 2017 टॉक्स स्टार्टेड. टॉक्स स्टार्टेड at Manila. Manila is capital of Philippines. Okay. Now, is Quad, if I put a question like this, consider the following statements. Quad is a military alliance comprising of these 4 countries. It is not a military alliance. Then what alliance?
Only security discussion.
Security is also a part of military, right?
Military involves the deployment of forces.
No, you can't even say the word like security alliance. Security means it will not don't use the word security alliance. It will take care of the security of their own countries through some measures, through some framework, through some scheme, through some mission. It is not like NATO. We have a group, if you attack him, we will attack you. No, it is not a military alliance like NATO. Clear? Write it down. Quad, not a military alliance like NATO. Not a military alliance like NATO. So, in what issues Quad will work? In what issues Quad will work? First is maritime security. Maritime security, okay. Malabar exercise, I'll tell you, coming, you will come to know, wait. After this component, you will come to know. Peace and stability. In that region, peace and stability, Indo-Pacific region, correct? Disaster management. Disaster management. Tsunami and all happens, right? Earthquake, tsunamis and all happen. They will help. Climate change. Any kind of technologies. Any kind of humanitarian. Understanding everything? Words? Now, there is an exercise called Malabar Exercise. Wait. Who are the part of Malabar Exercise? Japan, US, India? India भी तो part है. It is a what kind of exercise? Naval exercise. You can't say it is like it is for military thing. It is simply an exercise for proper cooperation in future. Every countries do exercise, right? To have a proper cooperation among them. Or kind of a confidence building measure also you can say. It has nothing to do with military or they will Malabar exercise कर रहे हैं तो 4 people because they are doing Malabar exercise if you attack Japan US will come and attack. No, it's not like that. Simply an exercise. ठीक है? Fine. So Quad works on these things generally. Everyone written? So 2017 talks started. Now coming to the current affairs. Last year, 2021, the first meeting happened. Now Quad is official. Quad is official now, you know or not? Fully institutionalized. When I was studying at that time, Quad was not yet institutionalized. 2016, 17, 18, it was not institutionalized. Now it is institutionalized. So the first meeting happened, 2021. Hosted by whom? Hosted by Japan. You may think because it was started by Japan, so it will be hosted by Japan. Here UPSC will play with your mind. ठीक है? It was hosted by US. Virtual platform. Because COVID was going on, so virtual platform. PM Modi addressed the meeting. PM Modi addressed the meeting. ठीक है? Okay, so just remember 2021 mein it was started recently. Okay, so we started quad from where? BRI and are ending here. This is the way how you have to do your self study. This is the way. You have to simply go on connecting and finding new things, but relevant stuff. Irrelevant करोगे time waste होगा तो कोई फायदा नहीं है. ठीक है? Steps taken to counter BRI. G7 countries are taking their step. Quad countries are taking their step. Third, have you heard about Blue Dot Network? You guys must have heard. जो 1-2 साल पढ़ाई किए हो. Blue Dot Network? गुरु याद नहीं, बताया नहीं उसने फोन करके? हाँ? Blue Dot Network. क्या है ये? Anyone? It's a
infrastructure initiative in the standard sector kind of
right, correct.
between Japan and US.
It is a multi-stakeholder. Write it down. It's a multi-stakeholder project. Multi-stakeholder project by US, Japan, it's a multi-stakeholder project by US, Japan and Australia. It's a multi-stakeholder project by US, Japan and Australia. ठीक है? To bring together governments, private sector, NGOs, anybody, ठीक है? To bring together private sector, governments and NGOs to promote high quality trusted infrastructure projects. High quality trusted infrastructure standards, not right project, standards across the world. So the word is trusted high infrastructure standards. The word is trusted. So it is against the BRI because they feel, these developed countries feel कि BRI is not trustworthy. I told you, lack of transparency. BRI is also infrastructure, right? Fully they are into infrastructure. So they are saying कि we will bring you trusted infrastructure. So you have to, when you write the answer, see if you write only Blue Dot Network trusted, it will not give that that justification to the answer. You have to write one line. Because these countries, US, Japan, Australia, they are not trusting the agreements of BRI, that is why they have brought Blue Dot Network. Okay. So how many points happened? 1, 2, 3. Any other? Necklace of diamond. मतलब necklace में diamond लगा हुआ है. you can write, see, I want to tell you one thing, do not write here, खास करके जो seniors, you should not write BRICS, because BRICS China is a part. You cannot write here BRICS cannot go against BRI, right? Because China is a part of BRICS. Do not write BRICS. Do not write Shanghai Cooperation Organization, because China is a part. Most of the aspirants will write India should take the help of Shanghai Cooperation Organization to counter BRI. It can never happen. It can never happen, right? So do not just mention, don't use in way forward, in these kind of answers, do not use BRICS, do not use SCO, at least do not use those organizations where China has a big stakehold or is a bigger stakeholder of that particular organization. You should not use. Okay? One more point you can write, global gateway. It's not that much important, but you can just note it down. Fourth point, global gateway by European Union. This will help you in prelims. In-depth question, global gateway, European Union. Now what is global gateway? Again, infrastructure projects by European Union. So European Union is also trying hard to counter BRI in its own way. But the thing is, China has gone very far. So in conclusion, after giving this 4 to 5 points, in conclusion you have to give your own individual thing. See, my individual thinking I will give you. It's up to you what you write. My individual thinking is, they are doing everything, but BRI has started from 2013 and it has gone very far away. For example, like institutes have played with the minds of UPSC people, right, in Delhi. Similarly, BRI has played with the minds of developing countries by giving aggressive funding. So this is the way you have to write, close the answer, bas, over. Okay? Done. Next. Huh? BIMSTEC you can write, because BIMSTEC China is not a part. But what to write in BIMSTEC? What to write? What to write in BIMSTEC? You have to write that BIMSTEC countries should also start investing, because lot of countries are there in BIMSTEC, full Bay of Bengal area. So they should start investing to counter the string of pearls. To counter the string of pearls, BIMSTEC countries, from this come to here, ek minute. See, usually this is the BIMSTEC countries, around Bay of Bengal countries, okay, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Southeast Asian countries, okay. So these BIMSTEC countries, because China has come here, Hambantota Port, right. So these countries should take a aggressive kind of projects, trade projects, economic, any kind of project, science and technology project, to reduce the Chinese influence here.
Around 75% of their imports is dependent on China.
But you have to play a balance, right? It is there, but still then some, see, in BIMSTEC lot of countries are there. At least one-to-one they can do, right? They can start having one-to-one dialogue and one-to-one trade. 75% is there, that is the other thing, but one-to-one trade also can happen, right? Among two countries. So you can write one more point also, BIMSTEC dimension. Kya? Australia? See, Australia, UK, US you also write, but UK is far away, right? We should not write anything which is apart from the outside the area of BRI. You cannot write, it will not justify your answer. You have to write those examples which are coming in a way, or in other way it is influencing the BRI part. Got it?
So we can add that reforms in Bretton Woods institutes for easy availability of funding.
What? Example, what institution? Give me some name.
World Bank, IMF, for like offering of soft loans. China is offering the loans at
Yes.
So to counter that, there is a requirement of.
You can write. soft loans you can write. World Bank soft loans. Now if you write World Bank soft loans, ki World Bank should invest here in countries of Africa. You write soft loans, but to enrich more, to get half mark more, you have to write World Bank. That day I told you about World Bank Group. Which is the institution which gives soft loans? IFC? ID? IDA or IDC, जो भी है, international. Do not write here IFC. International Financial Corporation will give not soft loans. It will not give because it is totally into business. The word is finance. You can write about IDA. You can write World Bank. But again, word limit. जो मन में आया वो लिख दोगे नहीं होगा. You have to be in word limit. See, 250 means max to max you can go up to 270. 150 means max to max you can go to 170 or 175. So better to write point wise. Better to dot point. Just give the point. This is the thing which is happening. Do not keep on explaining lot of things and wasting your words. If you want to give more points, see there are two things in mains. Content plus C square, okay, plus crisp, very difficult to have. It is the biggest challenge. If you give content, it cannot be crisp. If you give a short answer, it cannot have content. Okay, so you need to have both. Getting? You need to have both. How to have both? To write point wise. Just give the dimension. And it should convey its meaning also with justification. So that will only happen when you keep on writing and get your answer reviewed. Get your answer reviewed every week, Monday to Friday. Okay? Done. Next. Next topic is BRICS. Full form of BRICS? What? Full form of BRICS बताओ, बोलो. When it started? 2009. 2009. The first meeting at which place? Pakistan? Russia? Kathmandu? Nepal? कहाँ पे है नेपाल? Who started the concept of BRICS? Concept of Putin? BRIC. South Africa was not there. It came in 2001 by Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. It started in 2001. Started in 2001. First summit 2009 at Russia. 2010 first some prelim stuff, then we'll go to the main stuff. Okay. 2010 South Africa was added. This South Africa was added. Now what is the motive behind the formation of BRICS? Anyone?
Against the Western order.
Against the Western order or Western hegemony, you can say. Okay, they wanted to create a regional cooperation. Regional cooperation. So regional cooperation. It can be anything. Means trade. technology, related to climate change, related to anything they will do. Okay, clear? Is it a military alliance like NATO? No. Security is there. Do not get confused between military alliance and security cooperation. Do not get confused. Military alliance means like we have like a NATO. If you attack us, we will attack you. If you attack any of our country or any of our member, we will attack you. It's not like that. It's a security cooperation, trade cooperation, technology cooperation, okay, any kind of banking cooperation also. Now in coming to the banking cooperation, there is a bank called New Development Bank, that is NDB. Founded at which year? 2015, correct. 2015. Now in NDB, who are the members? All the BRICS countries, 5 countries are the members of this bank. Now, everyone carefully listen. There is another bank called World Bank. There is another bank called Asian Development Bank. World Bank 1945. Asian Development Bank 1966. Both work on similar phenomenon. Here, World Bank India is also a part. ADB India is also a part. But the sharing is not same. The shareholding pattern is not same. Which countries? Some countries has 5% share, some countries has 13% share. It depends on the country's economy. It depends on the country's economy. Bigger countries will have bigger share in these kind of institutions or banking institutions or international financial institutions. Now, these two are Western countries influenced. They are influenced by Western countries like US. ठीक है? इसीलिए that is the reason why NDB came to counter them. Now we have come to counter them. New Development Bank. Okay? Now carefully listen. In NDB, these 5 countries, one BRICS, they have, here countries do not have equal share. It depends on the country's position or country's contributions. Here everybody have equal share. They will join. Talks are going on. Now BRICS want to increase the ambit of countries. I'll come to that. So every country, till now 5 countries have equal share, which is a good thing. Yes or no? So that there will be no bias. Here there is bias. If US wants to give loan to a country, then only it will go. Because the shareholding is more, right? So it will have that power, it will have that say. Here it is not. Don't use the word democratic. Don't use the word democratic. Banking ki baat hai. We are talking about banking. Why to use democracy? Huh? Equal share. Equal share. Okay. And BRICS is also investing in lot of projects in India also. Now tell me one thing. NDB has 5 members. Can this bank invest in country other than these 5 countries? Yes, it is a bank. It is like the contribution of this bank to this bank is 5 countries. Or the shareholder, it is holded by, the shares are holded by these 5 countries, but they can give loan to low developing countries. That is the main motto of this bank. That is the main motto of this bank, to counter these hi-fi banks who are already like set a precedent ki we are the one who will give loans according to our you can say हमारा मर्जी से priorities. Now this is the bank which will give loans to developing countries. There are small countries, Cambodia, Laos, Southeast Asian countries, African countries, they will give. Okay? Now listen. So these are the positive points you have to write in that mains answer. See your booklet, in the last there is a mains question. These are the positive points you write. If everything is going good, then what is the problem then? Problem should be there. Without problem, kuch nahi hota hai. Problem will be there. Just see the question. Do not read anything, just see the question. Just read the question. Can anyone read it out?
While India continues to see BRICS from the prism of development and shared prosperity, China and Russia seem to be keen on security pillar and also as a platform to oppose the control of the world order by the West led by USA. In view of the above, enumerate the various challenges in front of India under the BRICS.
See, everything is going good. India is seeing BRICS from the point of view of development. But China and Russia, they have their own plans. This is the question. In this view, you have to give various challenges of BRICS. One by one challenge I will tell you, but first we have to write good things also. It's a 250 word question. So, these things are not required. One of the good thing is NDB, which is countering to WB. Okay? Now, next good thing. Next good thing is CRA, BRICS CRA, Contingent Reserve Arrangement. Contingent Reserve Arrangement. Contingent Reserve Arrangement. It is under BRICS. Okay. Now, what it does? NDB will provide loans, which is said that it is against it of WB. It is countering WB. Similarly, we have two topics. One is WB, one is IMF. What WB does? Gives loans. What IMF does? What crisis? What physical crisis? What do we call it? Balance of payment crisis. You can't say physical crisis. मेरा ये कट जाएगा तो physical crisis हो गया, तो क्या IMF आएगा देने पैसा? Financial crisis, मुझे एकम पैसा नहीं देगा. Financial तो IMF आएगा देने. BOP, balance of payment. So IMF क्या करता है? IMF will come into place or will come to the rescue when a country has a balance of payment crisis. What is balance of payment? Imports are more. Imports are high. You are not able to pay for your imports also. You need import because you do not have that product. You need it, but you are not able to pay. It happened with India in 1991. IMF came to rescue. Now, why IMF will come into rescue? Question.
Again, it is
To? Reserve money. नहीं, वैसा नहीं है. Have you heard about insurance? Car insurance, bike insurance. Huh? It means insurance company will pay you when you have accident. Do you have accident every day? Once in a while? But you pay every year or not? Same thing. India will pay to IMF every year. Every year they have to pay, contribute. When accident will happen, this is the accident. You go, they will give ready-made car. Ready-made. Accident used to happen. हम सबके साथ हुआ है. मेरे साथ तो बहुत हुआ है. And always I go to IMF because I pay every year. Yes or no? Similarly, now IMF is also influenced by US, developed countries. This IMF and WB came at similar time, 1944, Bretton Woods Conference, from Bretton Woods Conference. Now, so low income countries or low developed countries, they said, what about us? We can't pay much, right? The amount of insurance you pay, the kind of return you will get when you get accident. Yes or no? You pay 5 rupees as insurance and you expect 1 lakh support in accident. It can't happen, right? and low developed countries can't give much insurance, yes or no? So came our own thing, that is BRICS CRA. They will help. Got it? So it is to help LDCs, low developed countries or developing countries in BOP crisis as a counter to IMF. As a counter to IMF. Clear? Newcomers, clear? Okay. So these are some of the good things. Till now everything is good. Then what is the problem? Now you have to write the problems. Coming to the paper, the question which is asked. Okay, fine. Some extra point, just write it. CRA prelims level point. It came in 2014. The declaration name is Fortaleza Declaration. Question already came in 2015. One direct question when I gave the exam. Fortaleza Declaration is associated with which of the following countries? BRICS, ASEAN. Question had come. So Fortaleza is in? Anyone? Fortaleza Declaration. कहाँ पे है?
Brazil, North Brazil.
नॉर्थ ब्राजील गए हो क्या? वेबसाइट नहीं, थिंक, ऑलवेज थिंक जाके आए हो, याद रहता है, रिवीजन हो जाता है, ठीक है? ओके, राइट इट. Fortaleza Declaration 2014. Now coming to the problems, coming to the question. So these are prelim stuff. Okay, they will ask you about this, they will ask you about CRA, they will ask you about NDB. Now coming to the analysis part. Okay, what was the question?
While India continues to
Challenges. Okay. See, challenges, it is very easy. No need to read anything also. Challenges comes from the word. Okay, these are the countries. Okay, problem happens in these three. Nobody is asking them. You stay there, we are there. Okay, problem happens in the axis of Russia, India, China. How the problem sorted? Very easily, one point. See here, India and Russia. Okay. So you have to write, first problem is India, US, Russia axis. India, US and Russia axis. Okay, now tell me. India is having good relations with US also. US के साथ झगड़ा है क्या? Also having good relations with Russia. India is having a trade relationship with USA. India is having a trade relationship also Russia. Lot of defense products. S-400 missiles. Yes or no? S-400 missiles. One more name, very famous. BrahMos. S-400 missiles India is taking from Russia. Okay. Now what is the problem? India has very good trade relationship also US. Now the problem is there is a US act called CAATSA. Full form? Countering adversaries. मतलब through sanctions. US, it is a US act. US says if any country is having some kind of trade relations with my adversary or my enemy, I will sanction this country. CAATSA. Done? So this act, but yes, US has very good relationship with India. It gives exceptions to India to some extent, but still USA and Russia are totally opposite ideology. Yes or no? It is totally capitalistic. Okay, so they have different governments. Because Russia is totally communist and US is capitalist, and also democracy is there in countries like USA and India. So they have been a part of Cold War. They are still into Cold War. That war is over, but they are still to some extent. So in between, India is it is getting sandwiched to have a balance between these two big powers. So that effect is getting in BRICS. One point, clear? That effect we see in BRICS. So you have to mention trade relations between two, one line. You have to mention CATSA, one line. So the effect is seen in BRICS. Because in BRICS, Russia is also a major partner, very major partner. Second point. One is this, second point. See here and tell me. No need to mention second point. India, Hindi चीनी, bye bye. Picture हो में बस. India, China. India-China issues, I guess we have discussed. India-China issues. Now second point is Indo-China axis. Lots and lots of issues you can write. The first topic of today class only India-China axis. String of pearls. If ideology is different, if our total mindset is different, how can we work together? Simple. If mindset is different, two people mindset different, husband wife, mindset different, जाओ फैमिली कोर्ट, होता है नहीं? तो ऑलवेज स्टे विथ like-minded people, but that is not possible now. We are humans, everybody are different. Like-minded people is a myth, हो नहीं पाएगा. There will be some changes तो होगा, हो ही नहीं सकता. तो जितना कम चेंजेस है तो वो साथ मिलकर रह जाते हैं, एक दूसरे को दे कॉम्प्रोमाइज एंड स्टे. ठीक है, ओके. आईआर का टॉपिक है भाई, कहाँ जा रहे हो, सोशल है क्या? इंडो चाइना में यू हैव टू फर्स्ट राइट बॉर्डर इश्यूज. अरुणाचल प्रदेश, China is claiming 1 point. Second, Aksai Chin. So one is Aksai Chin, one is Galwan Valley लिख सकते हो या फिर अरुणाचल प्रदेश, up to you. We do not have much because lot of points are there to write. We can't simply keep on explaining here. Plus string of pearls plus BRI. In BRI you can write CPEC. You have to write here China-Pakistan Economic Corridor giving legitimacy to POK. Already discussed. Clear? Everyone? Kushwant? समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. Now recently there was a terrorist whose name was not Hafiz Saeed. वो पुराना हो गया है. What was the name? अब्दुल रहमान मक्की लश्करी तोयबा का एक लीडर है. प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, द प्रॉब्लम इज whenever countries want to pass a resolution against this terrorist to designate in UN, at UN who are the permanent 5 countries? China is there? China is there? So what happens whenever these 5 countries or the resolution comes to declare a terrorist as a global terrorist, China is the one who does veto. Recently same thing happened. India brought the resolution to declare Makki as, पूरा नाम क्या है? रहमान मक्की. Okay, मक्की अच्छा नाम है नहीं? रहमान मक्की as a global terrorist, China did again a veto. So if mindset are different, how can you work here? How can you work? So you have to write that point also. Veto at UN, where India came up with a resolution, to declare Rahman Makki as a global terrorist. So one line after this you have to write again, if mindsets are different at a broader level, at a terrorism level, how can you work at a trade level? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. You can have problems in trade level, still then things can be done. But on a terrorism level, because terrorism has no religion. Terrorism has no religion. There is nothing between good terrorism and bad terrorism. Terrorism is terrorism. Okay? So Indo-China axis you can mention here. Next axis. Next axis is the last axis you can write. Huh? Bolo. Brazil axis. See, Brazil economy is not developing in today's time. The economy is shrinking. So in one line you can write, or one sentence, shrinking economy of Brazil. Okay. So that is also having an effect on the overall group. See, if a country is not able to come up or develop, it will have effect in the grouping also, because it will not have any say. It will not have any say. So that is also a problem which are affecting the overall functioning of BRICS. That is the answer. Got it? You got the points what to write? Huh?
Like membership of Brazil in the expanded UNSC.
Huh.
That can also be changed.
Expanded of? Come again.
G4 we have.
G4 we have. See, at the end of the day, G4 hai. If there is a G4, there is a coffee club also. They are also countering. If G4 is telling ki add us in P5, there are 4 other countries who are telling not to add. So it is up to the UN. So you can't write here. Why to confuse the examiner? To the point. Okay, to the point. Because we already have lot of points here to explain. Because each point, the first 2 points are lot of branch out points. So we have to explain that. Those are more important points. Okay. Fine. Next topic.
So actually these points are more of challenges to the BRICS, but the question is challenges in front of India, with respect to India,
With respect to India only.
but shrinking the economy of Brazil.
So obviously see, NDB, everyone have equal share. Everyone has have an equal share. Somebody, one country is telling I will put this much money. Brazil can't put. Brazil can't put, right? Economy is shrinking. And India needs investment. How it will happen? Getting? How it will happen? So you have to connect the points. Shrinking economy means it is not able to invest. It will have an effect on the overall grouping because it is not able to invest. For investing, you need to have money. For money, your economy needs to develop. Shrinking economy can't happen. Okay? One more also dimension you can write but not required. There is a grouping of South American countries. Can anyone tell me the name? South American countries. Huh? Where these countries are members. Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. What is the name? Anyone? Very famous name. चेक करो, चेक करके बोलो, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. साउथ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज, ब्राजील, Argentina, Paraguay and Uruguay. I call it as Bapu countries. And India is also having a preferential trade agreement, PTA, not FTA, with these countries. What is the name of that country? Tell me. Yes, Mercosur. Mercosur or Mercosur. You can give in a conclusion, you can write that this is a grouping of South American countries of Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay and Uruguay. So India is already having a preferential trade agreement. Preferential means in some goods, preferential. India can start, not even India, you have to write BRICS countries. BRICS countries can have, because you are giving a dimension of Brazil. So in order to develop Brazil, you can in a way, see this is how you have to, your prelims knowledge will come into play. You have to connect. Okay, there is a Brazil ka problem, there is a problem in Brazil, I need to connect a association where Brazil is a part. Pick that association, put it here. BRICS countries can have an engagement with Mercosur. Done. See, multidimensional, you have to write multidimensional point. Next issue. Now Russia, one Brazil axis ho gaya, right? You add up Mercosur and you guys, Mercosur detailing, do it on your own for state exam and for UPSC, very easy. Can anyone tell me the treaty name? Treaty of? Check करके बताना. There is a very famous treaty, okay, Mercosur. So Mercosur is your task, you have to do it. Fine. Fourth axis. Fourth axis, Russia, war हो रहा है अभी. Russia Ukraine war also you can mention, yes or no? Affecting Russia Ukraine war. This is also having a negative effect, okay, on BRICS. Any other point? I guess mostly we have covered everything.
Can we say that China is taking dominance in the BRICS decision making?
You can't say, because you can't say, because everything is done in consensus. Never use. See, I told USA is taking more decision in WB because in USA nothing is done in consensus. But if you write the same thing in BRICS, China is taking a decision making, no, everything is done in consensus. That is the rule.
It is okay, but
So change the word, you have to change the language.
So can we include quad?
Huh?
Can we include quad?
No. BRICS के बाद में quad क्यों लाओगे? Like what exactly, in what sense you are asking?
Like they want to, for security reasons in South China Sea, China is affecting that.
So
Challenge for India.
challenge for India, but how BRICS is involved? Tell me that.
China is involved.
So China is involved, but how exactly BRICS is involved? Here I told how exactly BRICS is involved. How exactly BRICS is getting influenced? You have to give that definition, or you have to give that justification. whatever you write, see there are a lot of points. The main thumb rule is whatever you write, give the justification how. For example, Brazil is shrinking, so you gave the justification, so it can't invest in NDB. You have to give the exact justification. Okay. There are a lot of points, but you have to give your justification. So we discussed these 4 to 5 to 6, including the branch out points. You can mention from here. You will get the marks. Okay. Done. Everyone understood? Newcomers dono understood? Okay. Next topic. डिफेंस नहीं, नेक्स्ट टर्बुलेंस में आ जाओ, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. Okay, but just write one more extra prelim stuff. Prelims. Have you heard about BRICS Plus? Anyone? BRICS Plus. If somebody asks you what is BRICS Plus, in a prelims question, 4 options will be there. Sentences. Very near to, it will look very near. What is BRICS Plus? Anyone बोलो? 1-2 साल जो दिए हो एग्जाम बोलो. BRICS Plus, first of all, in today's time, presently, this concept is not there. It is outrightly rejected because it was brought by, obviously, China. Reject कौन करेगा फिर? China. It was mooted by China in 2017. China said, it is an idea, BRICS Plus. What we will do? We have 5 countries in BRICS. We will start outreach activities with other countries. We should go for outreach activities. The word is outreach activities. For example, in a layman term, we are starting a Yuva program. We are starting a Yuva program here. Yuva program is, we are going to colleges, engineering colleges. So it is a outreach activity. We are going there, promoting, this is the thing you should start preparing. So this is an outreach activity. Similarly, China said, we 5 countries should go to outside countries and start promoting. Okay? But because China is suspicious, देखो सच बोला ना मैंने, China is suspicious. Because China is suspicious, very suspicious, actually it was a good thing, but the thing is, record is bad. China's past record is bad. Okay? If today you do a murder, okay, if you go to jail, after 14 years you come, still then people will think you can murder once more. कर सकते because your past record खराब है. Right? मतलब तुमको नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, या हाँ भी बोल रहा हूँ सर. Okay, so outreach activities will do to other countries, but it was outrightly rejected. Simple, remember outreach activities to other countries, BRICS Plus. Okay, next topic. Next topic is not that much important, but still then prelims में question आ सकता है. Mains question also will prepare it. Recently, SpiceJet aircraft का सुने हो news? What happened? That धुआं came from inside, right? धुआं को क्या बोलते हैं? Smoke. तो फिर smoke को क्या बोलते हैं? धुआं बोलते हैं? किसने बोला ये डायलॉग? तुमने बोला? वाह, अच्छा था डायलॉग. Okay, so SpiceJet issue. Okay, SpiceJet में problem हुआ. When a problem happens, always go for keywords. What you do is, you go to that problem which entertains you. Twitter में we see the videos, अरे लोग चिल्ला रहे हैं. Question will come, DGCA कौन है? Who is DGCA? Directorate General of Civil Aviation. It is under Ministry of Civil Aviation. Now, all these things, aircraft problem, turbulence issue. There was a movie, Runway 34. देखे हो everyone? अजय देवगन की. Okay. Me and Srinath went, but he slept because he doesn't understand Hindi. He thought it's a Telugu movie. I told Ajay Devgan is the hero. Still then he thought it's a Telugu movie. Okay. So that movie is based on this. So there is a term called Mayday. Actually Runway 34 first title was Mayday only. Then it was changed. These are not required for exam. Only for entertainment purposes. पहले disclaimer आता है ना. What is Mayday? If somebody asks you, it's in news by the way. What is Mayday? Pilot will tell. इसको क्या हो जाता है यार? तुम सच emergency में रहते हो क्या हमेशा? फटाफट बोलता है. It is a signal. Use the right word. If somebody will ask you, then if something happens, pilot will say. Use the right term. Distress signal. Distress signal during emergency. The pilot will say, ठीक है? Mayday. Okay, fine. So this happened. This time also it happened. Problem is, from exam point of view, first prelims, then mains. From prelims point of view, they will ask DGCA, which ministry? Director General, which ministry? Civil Aviation Ministry. Okay. Now, all these things related to aircraft and stuff, accidents, regulations, there is a act. What is that act name? Don't go for what is mentioned there. Rules and that is different. What is the act name? Write it down. Aircraft Act of 1937. Write it down. Aircraft Act of 4 या 37? जो भी है 30s में है. Okay? Aircraft Act. Okay? अब मुझे बोलो. Recently, current affairs, this act was amended. Recent, very recent, 2020. So, in prelims you can expect one question from the amended act. I'll tell you now what is the amended act. Why? Because this is an issue. This is issue, they will ask about the bill. Direct question in the mains also. Aircraft, they will not ask about the 37 act because it is very old act. They will ask about the amended act. Aircraft Amendment Act 2020. Okay? Okay? Now, there is a trick. This is DGCA. DGCA was also there before 2020, now also it is there. But before 2020, DGCA did not have statutory powers. Did not have statutory powers. Okay? It was only an executive body. Only executive body means it was established through a executive order or through a cabinet decision. That will not have much power. A body which has come from an executive order cannot regulate a act. Yes or no? If a body which has come from an executive order, can that body regulate an act? No. To regulate this act, you have to come from the act. You have to be established from the act. Right? Okay? Now, so that enough powers were not there with DGCA till 2020. Modi government came. Okay? Modi government came. हंसते क्यों है मोदी नाम सुन के? प्राइम मिनिस्टर है हमारा. रेस्पेक्ट करो. टीआरएस का तो रेस्पेक्ट करते हो, उसको भी नहीं करते. मुझे तो करते हो, मतलब मुझको भी नहीं करते. ओके. So in this act, the DGCA got statutory powers. Point to be noted. got statutory powers. Okay. So in a plain paper, और एक बार लिखो, I am giving you the content. Aircraft Amendment Act of 2020, number 1. They gave statutory powers not only to DGCA, to 3 bodies. You will come to know why it is important, because accident हुआ है अभी. This bill or this act gave statutory powers to 3 bodies. Number 1, DGCA, right? DGCA, BCAS, keep one line, you have to write BCAS, and IIAB, we'll write the full form, IIAB, A for accidents, so it will take care, investigate the accidents, we'll come to that. DGCA, first, Directorate General of Civil Aviation, it will oversight and regulate the whole act, full monitor, it will monitor, highest power. Oversight powers and regulatory powers, total it will regulate the whole act. It can cancel your license, it will give you license, it will penalize you if you do not act as per the provisions of this act, it will penalize you. 1 crore, 10 crore, jo bhi hai, we'll come to that. Second, BCBS full form, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. It has regulatory functions related to AS, aviation security, the security of the aviation industry, security. Okay, see word by word, security of aviation, they can't take your license, security, the word is security. Okay. Fourth, full form, IIAB, Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. Okay. So what is the key term? Only accident. Accident investigation, it will investigate the accident. It will investigate the accident, after, so it will prepare a report, final decision will be taken by this, simple, done. Okay, next point. So 3 statutory provisions were given to this. Before this act, 1937 ka act was happening or was going on, DGCA did not have any statutory powers till that time. So that is the reason why governments gave that statutory power, because see, why statutory? Because it will be easy for the court to enforce. कोर्ट में जा सकते हो ना, सूट फाइल कर सकते हो अच्छे से, so it will help the court to enforce, okay, through a statute. Second, penalties, 1 crore. 1 crore. Before it was 10 lakh, now it is 1 crore. Before it was 10 lakh, now they have increased to 1 crore. Okay. Third, power of central government, power of central government to cancel licenses, power of central government to cancel licenses, जो license मिलता है, to cancel licenses, certificates, approval, everything, licenses, certificates and approval, etc., etc. So who is the central government here? DGCA. DGCA was under Minister of Civil Aviation. Central ministry, right? DGCA is a state. He gets his salary from state government or central government? Central government. Okay? Next, last point. But some exceptions are there. Last point, exceptions or exemptions. You can write exempt. Who all are exempted? Who all are exempted? Aircrafts belonging to naval, military and air force. Aircrafts belonging to naval, military and air force. Okay? If somebody will ask you about this act, you can write these points. One line, one line, one line. Because why I told you this act? Because the issue is in news. So you have to cover this act also. You simply can't see the issue and go away. So this is called forward and backward linkage. If you see this issue, you have to cover the act. Got it? Now what are the other issues? See, first of all, airline industry is very stressed. The major issue is airline industry is very stressed. Okay? Until 2020 also enough power was not given to DGCA. Now only power is being given. So mostly I expect these kind of questions will come in prelims about this act, about the DGCA, about this, about the provisions of the act. Okay? Got it?